गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे जय गौरनिताय 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 जय गौरनिताय जय प्रभुपादा 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 जय प्रभुपादा जय श्री श्री राधा माधव अष्ट सखी वृंद की जय श्री श्री गौरनिताय की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय समावेत भक्त वृंद की जय Can anyone please say if you are able to hear me okay?
We can hear you, but you're a little bit soft, Prabhu.
Right, so because I'm using my laptop directly without headphones today, maybe I'll switch to headphones and see. Oops. Okay. Headphones, speaker headphones.
Yeah, this is better. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Kindly repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
So my humble obeisances to all the devotees. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter number 9, text number 32. So you can please repeat after me. Mam hi partha vyapashritya
Mam hi partha vyapashritya
yepi syu papayonayaha
yepi syu papayonayaha
striyo vaishyas tatha shudras
Striyo vaishyas tata shudras
tepi yanti parangatim.
tepi yanti paramgatim.
Mam hi partha vyapashritya
Mam hi partha vyapashritya
yepi syu papayonayaha
yepi syu papayonayaha
striyo vaishyas tatha shudras
Striyo vaishyas tata shudras
tepi yanti parangatim.
tepi yanti paramgatim.
Mam hi partha vyapashritya
Mam hi partha vipashritya.
Yepi syuh papayonayaha
Yepi shva papa yanayaha.
Striya Vaishyastatha Shudras
Striyo vaishyas tatha shudras.
Tepi yanti parangatim.
Tepi yanti param gatim.
Anyone like to chant?
Mam hi partha vyapashritya.
Mam hi partha vipashritya.
Yepi syu papayonayaha.
Yepi shva papa yanayaha.
Striyo vaishyastata shudras.
Striyo vaishyas tatha shudras.
Tepi yanti parangatim.
Tepi yanti param gatim. Mam hi partha vipashritya.
Mam hi partha vyapashritya.
Yepi shva papa yanayaha.
Yepi syuh papayonayaha.
Striyo vaishyas tatha shudras.
Striyo vaishyastata shudras.
Tepi yanti param gatim.
Tepi yanti parangatim. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna. Mam hi partha vyapasritya.
Mam hi partha vipashritya.
Yepi shu papayonayah.
Yepi shu papayanaha.
Striyo vaishyastata shudras.
Striyo vaishyastata shudras.
Tepi yanti param gatim.
Tepi yanti param gatim.
parangatim. Okay, let's do word for word. Mom
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 of me.
of me.
He
He
certainly.
certainly.
Partha,
Partha,
O son of Pritha.
O son of Pritha.
Vyapashritya,
Vipashritya.
particularly taking shelter.
Particularly taking shelter.
Ye,
Yea,
those who.
those who.
Api,
Api,
also.
also.
You who
Shyuhu,
are.
are.
Papayonayaha,
Papayonahaya.
born of a lower family.
Born of a lower family.
Striyaha,
Striyaha,
women.
woman.
Vaishyaha,
Vaishyaha,
mercantile people.
mercantile people.
Tatha,
Tatha,
also.
also.
Shudraha,
Shudraha,
lower class men.
lower class men.
Te api,
Te api,
even they.
even they.
Yanti,
Yanti,
go.
go.
Param,
Param,
to the supreme.
to the supreme.
Gatim,
Gatim,
destination.
destination.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace is Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. O son of Pritha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, merchants, and Shudras, workers, can attain the supreme destination. Purport. It is clearly declared here by the Supreme Lord that in devotional service, there is no distinction between the lower and higher class of people. In the material conception of life, there are such divisions, but for a person engaged in transcendental devotional service to the Lord, there are not. Everyone is eligible for the supreme destination. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 2.4.18, it is stated that even the lowest, who are called Chandalas, dog eaters, can be purified by association with a pure devotee. Therefore, Devotional service and the guidance of a pure devotee are so strong that there is no discrimination between the lower and higher classes of men. Anyone can take to it. The most simple man taking shelter of the pure devotee can be purified by proper guidance. According to the different modes of material nature, men are classified in the mode of goodness, brahmanas, the mode of passion, kshatriyas or administrators, the mixed modes of passion and ignorance, vaishyas or merchants, and the mode of ignorance, shudras or workers. Those lower than them are called chandalas, and they are born in sinful families. Generally, the association of those born in sinful families is not accepted by the higher classes. But the process of devotional service is so strong that the pure devotee of the Supreme Lord can enable people of all the lower classes to attain the highest perfection of life. This is possible only one takes shelter of Krishna. As indicated here by the word Vyapashritya, one has to take shelter completely of Krishna. Then one can become much greater than great jnanis and yogis. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Angum Langhayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramanandamadhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanyam Ishwaram Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are reading a series of very important verses. Krishna is glorifying the process of devotion. Krishna is glorifying the devotees who have taken his shelter. And in the previous verse, he told Arjuna to declare boldly. What did he tell Arjuna to declare boldly?
That my devotee shall not vanquish or perish.
Yes, that my devotees never perish. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. In what context did he say that? Why was he so passionate to declare that my devotee will never perish? Or telling Arjuna to declare my devotee will never perish. I just use the word passionate, just like an ordinary man would do it. Because Krishna was speaking about his devotees who may accidentally fall down. But he's saying they may accidentally fall down.
Right.
But you must consider them as sadhus because very quickly they become righteous. And they actually apichetsu duracharo bhajate ma mananya bhak sadhureva samantavya samyak vyavasito hisaha. Because my devotees, even if they have accidental fall down, they cannot forget me. They become situated in my devotional service. and you declare boldly that my devotees will never perish. So now we may say, okay, what's great about it? Somebody is already a devotee, he makes a mistake and he rectifies it. What's great about it? You just protect the devotees, that's all. Because they're already devotees and they had a little problem. And you're boldly declaring that, okay, my devotee will never perish. They're already devotees, so okay, what's the problem? Because they know how to do it, everything, they come back. So that's all is your greatness? No. It's not just those who are already devotees who have a little problem coming back, but even those who are not devotees. Here, mam hi partha vyapashritya yepisyu papayonayah. Now here I'll create a problem and you may be confused, and then I'll try to solve the problem. That's a good marketing strategy, right? You create a desire and sell the product. So here there is women, Vaishyas and Shudras. But there's also Papayonayah. Papayonayah literally means sinful births. Now, is that sinful births qualifying women, Vaishyas and Shudras? Or is it a separate category?
It
Are
could be a
women,
separate category. Not necessarily women, Vaishyas, and Shudras, right?
do women have sinful birth? Right? If we take it as an adjective, that's qualifying Striyo, Vaishyas, Tata Shudras. So if you look at the purport though, let's see, okay. Here he talks about, according to different modes of nature, there's Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. And those lower than them are called Chandalas, and they're born in sinful families. Okay. A lot of times Prabhupada's purports are very clear, sometimes more clear than the translations. A lot of Prabhupada put more emphasis on purports, and translations, probably his editors, and he left some liberty to his editors. His main point was the purports. So therefore you see if you want certain clarifications, when you go in the purports, it kind of gives more clarity. So the reason I'm creating this problem is it is important to understand this, because I have seen some arguments of, okay, you take it as a qualifier, therefore women are sinful by nature, or whatever conclusion someone may come to. So I looked up 3 different commentaries, Baldeva, Vishwanatha, Sridhar Swami. All of them take this Papayoni as a different category. And in the purport also, Prabhupada is taking them as a different category. So some of the Prabhupada's translations were also just simply taken from other editions or something like that and just modified a little bit, because Prabhupada was focusing more on the purports. So therefore here, Papayonaya, as Prabhupada is saying, the Chandalas, they are born in sinful families, and that sinful families exactly correlates with Papayonaya. And Prabhupada also mentions that here Chandalas, even the lowest here, Chandalas. So now we have 4 categories: women, Vaishyas, Shudras, and literally the sinful people who take sinful births, which is also called Antyaja, or the outcasts, or you could see certain tribes mentioned in the Mahabharata who are accustomed to stealing and lots of bad activities, sinful activities. So all of them can be purified by taking shelter of Krishna. Not only my devotees who are executing devotional service and who have some accident or coincidental difficulties, I am going to declare that I am going to make sure they do not perish, but also the most sinful and those who are materially considered to be not on the topmost rung of the society, even they can attain the topmost destination just by taking shelter of me. So this is another category that Krishna is speaking about, right? The previous category is already devotees, they have some problem, Krishna is protecting. But here, anyone, even from the lowest background, they may come to Krishna. He will make sure they'll go to the highest destination if they take shelter of him. So what that means is the material designations do not apply in Krishna consciousness. When we come to Krishna consciousness, all these material designations, they stop. Particularly, when we become very sincere, dedicated devotees, we may follow some external things because we are living in the society. But the more advanced a person is, the more he stops seeing the distinctions. But they are there in the material world. For sure, they are there in the material conception. So this is now what makes us take a lower material birth. What is the cause of the lower material birth?
Papa, right? So, bad karma.
Bad karma, right? Previous activities in our previous lives, our desires, our actions in the previous lives, they have set us up for something. It may not be a sinful activity. It may be our desire to be something also can give us a particular type of birth. If our desire is to rule over people, we may become a Kshatriya. If our desire is to take birth in a wealthy mercantile family, we can have that. So we get these different births, but there are gradations on a material platform. And in the material world, a Brahmana is considered to be the topmost, and then the Kshatriya, then the Vaishya, then the Shudras in Varnashrama Dharma. And similarly, women also, a nature of a woman can also be in any of these categories actually. Sometimes people may say women may not have any Varna, only men have Varna. But we definitely see in the Shastra that it is recommended, it is not, there are different types of marriages. If a Kshatriya man marries a Brahmana woman, it is forbidden. Why is it forbidden? If women have no Varna, then why is it forbidden? So that means there is some, you see the words Brahmani used for a wife of a Brahmana. So they may also have these nature, these inclinations, but because of some society's practical purposes, there are some restrictions in the material world. But when it comes to devotional service, when it comes to bhakti, everyone is eligible to perform bhakti, and everyone can qualify themselves to go back to Godhead. Interestingly, looking at today's audience, most of them are Matajis. I see Naman Mehta, Anand Garg, and Ganapati Govindadas out of, and of course myself 4. So 9 out of 13 are Matajis. 9 out of 13. That's more than 2/3, right? Close to 70%. How can we say
Go
women are,
Mataji's. Okay.
how can we say women are any less intelligent or anything, right? So someone may say, then why is it that women are considered as less intelligent? The word stri means one who expands. What do they expand? They expand the field of material enjoyment. Generally, if a man is just not focused or anything, they say, get him married. Get him married. Then he has to buy a house and bank balance and animals and property and children. So his realm of material field of activities expands. So the stri enables expansion of the field of material enjoyment. Therefore, in the Shastra, she said, because they're contributing for material expansion, their focus is on the material thing. And it is true to some extent, but it doesn't apply to devotee women, right? It doesn't apply to devotee women because that's not their goal. So that means they transcended. That means they have the ability to transcend that nature. So yes, they have some tendency, they're born with that inclination, and which you see in the world. I went to shopping in Warangal, that's where my parents are. And then my daughter and my wife, I said, you go shop, I'll just sit someplace and chant. And I believe there are 3 floors for ladies and there is 1 floor for men. And I told my wife, what is this? There are 3 floors for shopping for men and only 1 floor for women and 1 floor for men. And my daughter laughed. Yeah, you guys just don't know how to, decorate and all these things. So it's a fact, the field of, material enjoyment, you take the cosmetics, the clothing, a lot of these things. Usually the market is out there more for ladies than men. But does that mean they're hardwired and that's it? No. Same thing with Vaishyas. Same thing with Shudras. We may be getting some tendency from past life, but everyone can transcend. Like I cannot do a lot of weightlifting, but does it matter for devotional service? You're born with certain abilities. Do they matter for devotional service? They don't matter. Therefore, in the Bhagavatam, here it is said, 2:4:18. Now, I was like, there is no Chandalas mentioned in 2:4:18. Then what this verse could be, there's no dog eaters mentioned. There is another verse in Bhagavatam where Mother Devahuti, she's offering prayers to her son Kapiladev. Aho batashva pachato gariyan yajjihvagre vartate nama tubhyam te pustapaste juhu sashnurarya brahmanu churunama grananti ete. Aho batasva pachato gariyan yajjihvagre vartate nama tubhyam. Aho batashva pachato gariyan. Swapacha literally means the dog cooker, one who cooks dogs. It means one who has taken birth in the family of dog eaters. he is considered to be very great. Yad jihva agre vartate namatubhyam. If on the tip of his tongue there is your holy name. That means if he's chanting the holy names, a person even born in the family of dog eaters is considered to be glorious. Tepus tapaste juhus sasturarya. He has performed all kinds of austerities. He has performed all yajnas and homas. He has taken bath in all the holy rivers. He has recited all the Vedic scriptures. Just one who chants your holy names, even if he has taken birth in the family of dog eaters. But that verse doesn't talk about association with a pure devotee. Then what could this verse be from the Bhagavatam? So then there's 2.4.18. I looked up in the old edition of Bhagavad Gita. This reference was not there. So probably the devotees scratched their heads what this could be. And then what is this 2.4.18? Kiratahunandra pulinda pulkasha abira shumba yavanaka sadaya yenyecha papa yadapashrayashraya shuddhyanti tasmai prabhavishnave namaha. So that verse is giving a list of different races of people. And all these races of people who may be considered to be fallen, they can be purified if they take shelter of the devotees of the Lord. But in there is no direct reference to Chandalas. There is no direct reference to outcasts or anything like this. So then why was that verse mentioned? And I was thinking it could be because it has association, taking shelter of the devotees. And it also has yenyecha papaha. It has the papa, sinful people. But then where is the direct reference to? Prabhupada is saying those were Chandalas. So then I looked up Acharya's commentaries. Then because it said Anye papaha, other sinful people, that could be inferred to be Chandalas. Okay. So sometimes I get into these things. Why? It could be anybody. Is it Jayadvaita Maharaj? Why could they may have picked this verse? It could be Prabhupada mentioned that somewhere. I just looked up in one old edition. It wasn't there. That's all. It doesn't mean it wasn't there in the manuscript and all those. But I was trying to figure out how does that verse match. But in that verse, ye anyecha papaha, other sinful people, which is the same as papayonayaha, which Prabhupada equates to Chandalas in this purport. So therefore, this verse is a very good match, 2.4.18. Yenyecha papaha yadapashrayashrayaha. Because Prabhupada also says they can be purified by the association with a pure devotee. So the main thing in here is all of them can be vyapashraya, means taking shelter of Krishna. But as we know, taking shelter of Krishna doesn't happen directly. It happens through apashrayashrayaha. So there, some of the readings of the Bhagavatam says upashrayashrayaha. Nonetheless, the meaning is those who have taken shelter of the devotees of the Lord. They can be purified. The process of taking shelter of Krishna is through taking shelter of the devotees. Therefore, devotional service and the guidance of a pure devotee are so strong that there is no discrimination between the lower and higher classes of men. And the association of devotees is so powerful. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra kahe, Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha Sarva Siddhi hoye. Lava Matra. Lava is a fraction of a second. By that, one can be purified. One can if you can have association of a pure devotee, even the most fallen can be uplifted. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adhama Janara Bandhu. Adhama Jana, the lowest of the mankind also. Pure devotee is a friend of the lowest. They can be purified. There is no restriction. Anyone can be purified by bhakti. No caste consideration. No age consideration. No level of intellect consideration. No amount of chivalrous, chivalry is a consideration. Anyone can be a pure devotee. Srila Rupa Goswami, in his literature called Padyavali, Bhajana Mahatmya, the glory of devotional service, he mentions a beautiful verse that I studied in Vrindavan long time ago. There Rupa Goswami says, Vyadasya charanam dhruvasya chavayo vidya gajendrasya ka kubjaya kim unama rupam kim tatsudam no dhanam vamshakko vidurasya yadava pater ugrasya kim paurusham bhaktya tushyati kevalam nacha gunair bhakti priyo madavaha. Madavaha is simply bhakti priya. He is pleased only by devotional service, no material qualifications. Na gunair, no other qualification. Bhakti priya madavaha. Just by devotion, Madhava is pleased. Bhaktya tushyati kevalam. Tushyati is pleased kevalam by devotional service. And let's take some example. Vyadasya charanam dhruvasya chavayo. There is a character in Mahabharata called Dharma Vyadhi. He was a hunter. He used to sell meat. But he was preaching dharma. There was one Mataji. And this brahmachari who is performing very great austerities under the tree used to sit down and meditate. And he attained so many powers because of his tapasya. So one day he's meditating. And then all of a sudden, he felt something wet on his head. And it spilled over on his clothes also. What is this? He looked up. There was a bird. And the bird pooped. And he was so powerful, he simply stared at that bird. And that bird was burned to ashes. He was so powerful of a tapasvi. So then he came to do madhukari, going to 1 or 2 houses a day to beg some prasadam. So he went to one doorstep. Then Bhavati Vikshan Dehi. Please give me some alms. And from inside, one lady said, wait, I'm busy. And this man, he was really angry, this brahmachari. And she took a good amount of time, maybe 5-6 minutes or something. And she came with a bhiksha, the alms, and she gave the alms. And the brahmachari was so angry. I mean, of course, in those days, it's not an ordinary beggar who comes and begs. Those who beg, they are sadhus. Like, why is this housewife neglecting me like this? So he was angry, he was looking at her with anger. And the Mataji said, don't you look at me with that angry face. I am not the bird on the top of the tree. This brahmachari was shocked. What? How did she know about that bird on the top of the tree? And he was shocked. Mata, how do you know? He said, you have some material power. I also have my power by doing my duty. I was serving my husband. He's in need of something. I'm a chaste wife. I by doing my duties, I gain power, just like you are doing your brahmacharya tapasya, you gain your powers. If you want to understand real dharma, go to dharma. There is Dharma Vyada, his name, and go to this hunter and he'll teach you dharma. Then he goes to the hunter, and of course that hunter, it was his occupation. He wasn't eating meat, but it was occupation. His occupation was to sell meat, family occupation. And so he taught him dharma, but he was a devotee. So Vyadasya Acharanam Kim. What was his profession? Dhruvasya cha Vayak Kim. What is the age of Dhruva Maharaj? He attained perfection. Dhruva was what, 5-year, 6-year-old boy? Gajendrasya Vidya Ka. What kind of education Gajendra had when Gajendra was offering prayers to Lord Vishnu? He said, my Lord, I am in this body of an elephant, body of ignorance. I am in the body of ignorance. But by causeless mercy of the Lord, he remembered some prayers that he learned in his previous life, and he was offering those prayers to the Lord. But his body was made of ignorance. So Gajendrasya Vidya Ka, what education has he had? How many shlokas does he know? Does he know Sanskrit? Can he do proper ucharana? What is his position? Kubjaya kimu nama. Kibjaya. Kubjaya. Rupam. Kubjaya kimu nama rupam. What kind of beauty Kubja had? She was a hunchback. She literally would, bend like this and go. But beauty has she got? But she received the mercy of the Lord. Kim tat Sudam no dhanam. How much money did Sudama have? How much donation was he giving every festival? What was his sponsorship money count? Nothing. He had broken chipped rice. Vamsha ko Vidurasya. What is the Vamsha of Vidura? Vidura was born to a Shudra mother. Yadava Pater Ugrasya Paurusham Kim. We all know Ugrasena. Was he very powerful king? Ugrasena? Was he very powerful?
No, because Kamsa could put him in jail.
Yeah, Kamsa could put him in jail. Krishna was ruling on his behalf. Krishna had, Yadu dynasty had a curse that in your dynasty then cannot be, the main monarch type of ruler. So Ugrasena was ruling, but he had not much paurusham. So therefore, bhaktya tushyati kevalam nacha gunair bhakti priyo madavaha. Bhaktya tushyati kevalam. He is only pleased by devotion. None of these qualification, what caste someone has taken birth in, how much wealth he has, how big of a job he has, how many shlokas he knows, what title he has, none of these matter. Anyone and everyone has a right for bhakti. All they have to do is take shelter of a pure devotee of the Lord. And in fact, it is an offense to consider a devotee based on his caste. Arche Vishnu Shiladhi. Arche Vishnu Shiladhi. If we consider the Archa Vigraha of Vishnu with the mindset that this is a stone, Gurushu Naramatir, one who considers spiritual master to be an ordinary human being. Oh, my Guru, he may be thinking like this, like that, like an ordinary man. It is an offense to consider Guru to be an ordinary person. We may have a, say, certain type of interaction with ordinary people, and then we may think of them something like that. And we cannot impose those kind of feelings on spiritual master. Consider spiritual master to be an ordinary person. Guru Shunaramatir. Vaishnave Jati Buddhi. one who considers a Vaishnava based on his jati, what caste, where he has taken birth. Here is an English devotee, American devotee, Indian devotee, Brahmana devotee, Shudra devotee, janitor devotee, software engineer devotee, manager devotee. All these qualification, all these material designations, if we think like that, then what happens? Naraki. That person will become a Naraki. Means his residence is in the hellish planets. So therefore, we should not have these material considerations for a devotee. We should honor the devotees who have taken shelter of the Lord and were engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. Not only those who are already devotees make little bit accidents, we honor, but also no matter what background people may come from, we should not see them with a material mindset. So I'll stop here. Any questions or comments from anybody? So Gopi has a question. How do we identify a guru? How do we identify a guru? A guru is somebody who Yahi Krishna Tattvaveta Sahi Guru hai. Whoever knows the science of Krishna, that person is a guru. Kiba Vipra Kibanasi Kibanyasi Shudra Kena Naya. Yahi Krishna Tattvaveta Sahi Guru hai. Whoever knows the tattva of Krishna, that person is guru. So we should not see some external situations, why guru is doing this, why guru is doing that. A guru doesn't take decision on a material basis. They are inspired by Krishna from within, and they have to maintain a particular attitude towards society, towards so many disciples. And so we have to be careful not to commit the offense of considering guru to be an ordinary human being. Anyone else? Actually, that was Sundari Radhika. Sorry, not Sugopi. That question.
No, she asked. We both are here, what she asked.
Okay. Anyone else?
I just want to comment that this verse is very, very difficult to explain, and you've done an excellent summary of it. Thank you. This verse is like so politically wrought with things that it's very difficult to explain. You did an excellent job. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. I came with my ammunition.
You did. Very good ammunition.
Anyone else? I don't know how many of you are hearing the class. If someone makes a comment or question, then I know that you are here. Thank you, Gita Mala Mataji, for your active participation as always. It's very difficult to have so much attraction for Krishna Katha.
Hard to miss your class, Prabhu. You give a very good class.
You're always there in all classes, so you're Ruchi. You have a lot of Ruchi.
That's because I've not studied anything so far. This COVID is the only thing that's bringing Krishna Katha to my home. So I have to take it.
Your name itself is, garland of glorification of the Lord, Gita Mala. So you're keeping your name, you're up to the standard, your attraction for the glories of the Lord.
Bhaktivinoda Thakur's beautiful book, Gita Mala.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else? If there's nothing else, we can stop here. Thank you very much, all the devotees, for your kind association. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. Vaishnavanataya Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Shrimad Bhagavad Gita.
Jai.
His Grace Srinivasacarya
Srinivasacarya
Prabhu
Prabhu
ki
ki
jai.
jai. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.